Well, thank you very much, Jody and Steve, for the introductions. Hello, everyone. My name is Sammi Pfeil. I'm the Enterprise Sales Director at ZPE for the Southwest region. Very excited to be here today, and I'd like to welcome you all to our presentation, and thank you for joining us here today. So our topic for today is optimizing remote management and AI infrastructure automation. And I would like to take a few minutes to introduce who we are, explain what our solutions look like, and highlight the value we bring to your network environment. And after that, I'll hand it over back to Fady, who will dive deeper into our solutions and give a demo. So next slide, please. So ZPE Systems has been a leader in the out-of-band serial console industry for over a decade. Our founders were pioneers for traditional serial consoles. However, after 20 years of being restricted from innovating, they decided to leave and start ZPE with a mission to create a much-needed improved solution that would tackle modern challenges. And over the years, ZPE has become the preferred provider for hyperscalers, like some of the household names that you might be familiar with, like Meta, Google, Amazon, and Visa. And our customer base has grown across various industries. And because of our industry success, Legrand, as Steve mentioned earlier, a global leader in electrical and digital building infrastructure, we acquired ZPE earlier this year to expand its network infrastructure solutions portfolio. And as you can see in this image, Legrand offers a wide range of solutions, from efficient power distribution systems to cabinets, sensors, and cooling systems. And now with us, ZPE, we bring access, control, and automation to the network devices housed in these cabinets. Next slide, please. Okay, so now what do our solutions look like and what do they do? Our out-of-band product portfolio includes serial console platforms. As you can see on the left of the diagram, these are some of the popular platforms that we have available in various sizes and interfaces, powered by the NodeGrid OS, which is the operating system that runs across all of our platforms. Now, why do you need these solutions? Well, the key benefit of having our devices in your network environment is that we provide secure remote access and management to any devices connected to them. We are vendor agnostic. Our devices are compatible with a wide variety of IT equipment from any vendor, whether it's servers, routers, switches, smart PDUs, or UPS systems, you name it. You simply connect them to our platform through serial, Ethernet, or USB ports to get full access and control, allowing engineers to respond to issues no matter what time or how far the data center is. I spoke with one of our customers in Alaska just a few days ago, and they mentioned that the ZPE device is paid for itself after just the first outage incident. Before, whenever they needed to perform maintenance on a device at a remote site on top of a mountain, he would have to arrange for a $9,000 helicopter ride. So this highlights how crucial our solution can be, particularly for critical infrastructure or when IT teams are small and resources are limited, something many companies are facing these days. So also, we are the only vendor in the industry offering both on-prem and cloud-based centralized management solutions. Again, if you take a look at this diagram, our solution typically resides in the data center racks, as well as at edge or remote locations. On the top left, you'll see our management software, which provides a simple, user-friendly, single-pane view of all connected devices, and Fady will be demonstrating this in just a moment. And it's also worth noting that we are the only vendor that provides a modular platform in addition to our fixed platforms. This allows for custom configuration, enabling you to select from 11 types of interfaces. The flexibility is ideal for scaling, as you can easily add or replace cards or the modules, how we call them, to meet evolving requirements instead of having to do a rip and replace and such. We also offer optional built-in failover to cellular 4G, 5G LTE ensuring that even if your primary network goes down, you can still remotely access your devices via the cloud using cellular connectivity. There are also onboarded switching and routing capabilities, so you can get rid of your switches and new routers, or if you have limited space, you can collapse the stack and have us as an all-in-one solution. So in short, our solution can function as a straightforward Zero console or be customized like a Swiss Army knife to support multiple use cases, helping you save on hardware, maintenance, and space. So I'm going to pause here to see if anybody has any questions before I hand this over to Fady.
Any questions?
All right, great. Thank you. So Fady,
thank you, Sammi.
please take over. Yeah, you're welcome.
So my name is Fady Khalil Jacob, and I'm actually with the ZPE Systems, and I help support Sammi and a few others in the Western region. So what do? We help all of our customers and our price customers keep their production networks running all times in a very secure fashion. And the way we do that is by giving them the ability to automate, isolate, and recover. And we're going to talk about exactly what those pillars actually mean. And that's why it's called actually the seed of life, because the ZPE devices are the first devices that actually come online whenever you're working with your stack. So picture, and when we talk about automation is, we go to the next slide here. Automation, it's all about zero touch provisioning. We have some customers that will not allow any data in motion. So the idea is that you receive all your devices that without being configured, they get configured on site. As I mentioned, some customers will not allow data in motion. So a device might be equipped with a 4G, 5G SIM cards. You power up the device, you power it on, it is ZPE cloud enabled. So there might be some baseline template that's already residing on the SaaS offering. We call the ZPE cloud. The device gets its identity, it gets its configuration, and in no time, it's up and running with zero touch provisioning. Automation can help if you need to then help configure other devices via Ansible playbooks, Python scripts, or you can have a baseline template at the minimum, maybe a DNS and the IP address of the Ethernet interface. And that's why we call it the seed of life. Each modem will have two SIM cards. So if you're with an AT&T provider or a Verizon, we'll still get you up and running. If you don't have a relationship with a provider, then we actually ship those devices with a SIM card. Powered on, ZPE cloud enabled, and gets automated in no time. So that is what automation is all about. Isolation, we also call it isolated management infrastructure. So the idea is that within ZPE Systems, we believe in decoupling your production environment totally from your out-of-band management devices. And in some cases, we have a situation where customers may think they're not isolated, but they are utilizing the VPN, the VLANs, so they come in line. And for us, that's not quite isolation. In order to be totally isolated, you really need to build an out-of-band management network that is totally isolated from your production environment. So essentially, it's a parallel network on 4G, 5G LTE, or a different ring even on your WAN transport. And the way we can help you doing that by utilizing one of our platform devices, you're looking at what we call the NSR, network service router. It's actually a full-fledged router with dynamic routing protocols like OSPF, BGP. Understand you may not need it, but it's in there. And then it's highly modular. So these modules that you're looking at, they're front-loaded, they're back-loaded. It's like a 1U device. You can put your serial connections into that serial console module. Also, there is an Ethernet module for your out-of-band management Ethernet ports like IPMI, ILO, iDRAC. If you have different management zones, some customers have different business units and they need to set up different out-of-band management zones. Ethernet module would be the one that's used to do that. In addition to the built-in Ethernet ports, so we provide in this platform 2 interfaces and 2 10 gig uplinks. If you happen to have like maybe an MPLS and another transport of sort. The one in the middle is 4G, 5G LTE interface. As I mentioned, each modem will come with 2 SIM cards. You can have 2 modems, up to 4 SIM cards. For failover, so if you lose your primary connection for whatever reason, your WAN transport will fail over to LTE and then give you access to all of the target devices that's currently connected to your device. This is one of our very popular devices called the NSR service router. And it's a very secure, we have secure BIOS and everything actually built with security in mind in terms of SOC 2 certification, FIPS 140, PCI compliant, HIPAA compliant, and you name it. I'll stop here if you have any questions on that slide. Okay, moving on. We talked about automation, isolation, and recovery. So let's assume that you, for whatever reason, some of your connectivity, you don't have connectivity, or not to, I guess it must have been a few weeks ago, we had this incident with CrowdStrike, and where you had to recycle all of these endpoints, and you need to be up and running. Had you used ZPE Systems, where we can actually map the, let's say, the PDU outlets to these target devices, you'd be able to recycle the endpoint and get the image from a Pixie boot or whatever those images are, and you'd be up and running with no breaches and with all of your patches in time for you to be up and running and not actually taking a week to be fully functional. And that's actually true for any misconfigurations. If you happen to misconfigure, let's say, a Cisco router with some, with a BGP, we know how that's like. And if you misconfigure a router, but you're not really sure where that router is connected to what device, we'll give you through our ZPE cloud visibility, as I'll actually show you in the demo in a few minutes here, how we actually do that, either on-prem or off-prem. Then the AI component is, we're working with a very large GPU manufacturer, actually, to make life easy for them. They have the H100. These are very expensive GPUs, utilizing their own switches, but there were some failures through those HR 100s where that GPU needs to be flashed. And the way we actually managed help them do that by connecting the NSR that we just talked about a few minutes ago via both Ethernet module and the serial module to their infinite switches, but also serial connections to be able to get them up and running. And these are primarily used in hyperscalers. So we're actually utilizing this in maybe 2 of the most popular hyperscalers in the Bay Area. And we're actually going through a POC with a couple of others utilizing the NSR with this cards. And additionally, we have the AI Jetson Nano card that you can actually put in the GSR. GSR is the scaled down version of the NSR. The software version exactly the same across all platforms. Really, the big difference is the port count and number of modules that you actually put in the NSR. The GSR is a fixed form factor, but then we have this nano card that allow you to do video detections or whatever API AI workload that you actually can have. The number of applications obviously unlimited here, but the ability to grab all these video detections and ship it in line in streaming that video input into your data center.